Wistoria, Wand and Sword. This anime came out of nowhere. It's really good. We're going to draw Will, portrait of him, close up, no sword or anything, just like his face. There's this cool little still from like episode 7. Let's go. Landscape page, pencil eraser, hit pause, we'll go too fast. Goggles on him, right? But we're going to draw him without the goggles and then add the goggles. And they are drawn as like perfect circles. So if you have a stencil or a cup or a plate that's the right size, use that for your circles. It makes things much easier. I like to make things hard on myself and do it freehand. Let's go. Center point to my page is about here. His eyes are about halfway. The eyes are about on the halfway line, right? So center point here, we'll come over to the right, start with the right eye. And they're kind of typical anime eyes, right? We'll go this way, diagonal, okay? And then it goes across the top and down, okay? They add a little line there, and we'll thicken up all these eyelid lines as well. And then they just do a bottom eyelid line here, kind of like, reminds me of Demon Slayer a little bit, just like a little V, sort of shallow V. That's your general eye shape, right? Now he seems to have a lot of eyelashes and a thicker eyelid line, right? So it goes up, right? So we're going to go around again. And we're going to do one big spike here at the end and then add a couple more, right? So we're going to go spike in there, right? But we'll add like little ones coming off. Like little eyelashes like that. And then in here is like all black. I'm not sure, but I think he could have like another one here, maybe. Now most of this will be covered with hair, but it's useful to learn how to draw it anyway. And they give him some spiky little eyelashes kind of down here as well. Right? So that's your eye shape. Now his color part of his eye, his iris, is oval, kind of elongated. It changes in the anime, but in this shot, the coolest shot I could find of his face, it's kind of like this. So it's not like super circular really. And I think there's a gap just here, right? And then his pupil is kind of like this sort of shape, like long, not like perfectly circular. And they do an interesting thing with his eye where they add an extra sort of circle around here, right? And I think they do little spikes out of it, right? And it's like darker at the top. Kind of this thing, they make the top of it sort of like thicker lines, and then they do these little sort of spikes off here, kind of like that. So can't see his eyebrows behind hair as well, but we'll draw it in. So we'll go that way, maybe like a spike. And then we add a spot that we can sort of color in, just going up that way. And then his eyelid lines coming across there. like a skin fold sort of his eye. So we'll go over and do the other eye. So we're about 3/4 of an eye, like it's not a full eye width over. In this anime they're like bigger eyes, so it's like half an eye. Kind of fits in between, or nearly 3/4 of an eye is the kind of space you want to go across. So we'll probably start there. So it's not like a full eye width. It's probably like the tear duct to the edge of his iris sort of fits in that way. But you do generally the same sort of eye shape, right? So curving over. And then they add a bit of a spike. And then that bottom eyelid line. Then we got to add those eyelashes and all the extra details, right? So you go around that again. And there's just like an eyelash spike here. And there is, of course, more coming off it. So we'll just color that black. Right, and then there is like extra spikes kind of coming off here. And then like stuff like that. Only two on that side for some reason. Is that a mistake? Probably not. Right, so again, this oval sort of eye shape, right? Sorry about my door banging. It's windy here. Bangs my door. It's annoying. Can't stop it. I have a blanket in front of me and everything. Look at banging. Banging again. Sorry about that. Okay, I think it stopped. Anyway, his eye in the middle then. It's kind of like a pointy, again, cat's eye, same as the other side. You're just kind of copying the other side. And then that extra circle, like so. And then they thicken up the tops, so it's like they add a shadow to the top part. And then these little spikes on the side as well. Eyebrow then, so spiky eyebrow. And you gotta add a little spot that you can color in. And an eyelid line. So, as I mentioned, there's big goggles on. But I think we'll just do the rest of his face first and then add the goggles afterwards. So it's as if we're drawing him just normal. So his nostrils are quite small just there. And they do this mouth in this anime that there's kind of a gap either side. You know, you just leave a little gap where his lips touch. And then his chin. Pretty pointy, right? In terms of proportions, eye to nose, say like the pupil area to the nose, about the same as nose to chin. So this space and this space are about the same. And then nose to bottom lip is about the same as bottom lip chin. Okay, that's kind of your proportions of the human face in general. It can change depending on the head tilt and all that stuff. Sorry about the coughing. Jaw then just comes up the side, and it's one of those kind of curves in and around, right? It's kind of like a slender face, right? So it goes, go down from here. So this way, and then kind of curves in a bit. Right, so a little bend. We're going this way and then kind of curving up. Okay. So then, big fringe, right? Like his neck muscles are there. And then he has loads of hair coming along here, right? So, coming around his eye. So we'll go for this, right? Yeah. Like so. And then another spike that way. He's a very feminine looking male character. So it goes that way. And it goes up here. And then spiking down there. And then this curves down that way. This is the one that comes across his face, right? And it comes up that way. And then around here. And then across here and up. Right, and then there's a part in his hair here. So there's like a little zigzag sort of section here for his hairline. And then more hair going that way. The hair might be the hardest part of this drawing. Another one here. Up that way. And then we've more hair spikes. So these kind of like hang down behind his collar and his neck and stuff. And more, yeah, more over here as well. Could have went a bit far with that one, but I can erase it. And he has, so in his design, he's got like this hair that has like a gap in it. It's the only way I can describe it really. So it's got like a little, so this goes this way, right? And it does this big bump up here. Right? And then it has like an oval sort of gap in it like that. And then this kind of bumps up in. So like it's like he has three main sort of sections of his hair. So this like bumps up, down, and then up, down, and then up, down. And then we go around here. There's another spike that way. Right, I think these kind of like gradually just sort of go down towards the front then. And he does have that little spike that sticks up the top. It's like a tail he has coming out of the top of his head. We can't fit that in, obviously, but it comes right out from the center of that point and kind of curls around. If you have more room, feel free to fit that in. So, not bad. That's his face without the goggles so far. So we'll just get like his neck and collar and all that kind of stuff in, and then we'll do the goggles and all the scratches on his face from his battle and all that. So just his collar here, his black collar. So he's not wearing the cape or anything. Right, and then yeah, it kind of like bumps out down this way, and then his shoulder comes down there. Not an overly wide shoulder. It's like normally a male shoulders is way wider, but not this guy. He's kind of thin. No offense, Will. You're ridiculously strong. Don't hurt me. Okay, so portrait standard, right? Now those goggles. So I guess the outside circle line first, and it comes like around underneath some of the hair. So if you wanted to draw a full circle, like if you wanted to trace around a coffee cup or something, you could do that. But we'll go lightly, just starting here. down like that, right? Okay. We go under here. So far, so good. Okay. So we just kind of sketch it out and get the rough circle in. Do the same on this side. Okay, and then something like that. And then it has a brown rim. Okay, so we just like to go around that edge again. We do our best and just try and keep it smooth. Keep it smooth, guys. Okay, and then there's another, like a lens sort of shape inside. It's like the inside of the goggle that sits on his cheek, like that. And the reason I say lens is because it has like these diagonal lines going that way. And then there is a nose line, right, that goes, the bit that goes like over his nose, like the bottom of it in there somewhere. And then we'll do the other side. And oh, there's a hair spike here as well. Missed that. And then another sort of inside lens goggle area going up there. And those sort of details on the glasses. Like that. And he's got like all these sort of texture lines on his face, so he's been fighting, so there's like scratches and stuff on his cheeks and this kind of stuff, just like dirt. Like that. You could do more if you wanted, of course, but that's enough for me. Highly recommend this anime. Surprised me. It reminds me, the character, the story reminds me of Kaiju number 8. So he's like a weaker character trying to catch up to his childhood sweetheart sort of thing, and she's real strong. So it's like Kaiju number 8, just with magic and swords. It's pretty good. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.